No matter what school you went to, they teach you the basics, just to get out and graduate. And they didn't teach you how to market. So if you didn't get in school, you're going to have to learn it now or never, because if you don't learn it, you'll see why marketing is so important.
Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's masterclass. As you guys can tell, we have Dr. Singleton here with us today. How's your day been, Dr. Singleton?
So good. Better than I deserve.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Weather's cold today here, but I'm not going to lie, but I love the cold weather, and my day's been well too. So if anybody hasn't gotten familiar with this week's golden subject, what in the world did Dr. Singleton do to invest all this money to get him to his six-figure income per month today? That's kind of like the golden question here. And during today's masterclass, he will be giving us a breakdown from point A to where he first started and how he was able to build his foundation to the current empire that he has today. He'll be giving us a step-by-step walkthrough on how that looks like. So please settle in, settle down. Definitely grab a notepad and note paper. If you want to drop any questions during the live, you guys are more than welcome to do so. And we'll answer that towards the end. So Dr. Singleton, you have your floor.
All right. Thank you, Angie. Well, welcome to the world of marketing. What you didn't learn in school, no matter what school you went to, they teach you the basics, just to get out and graduate. And they didn't teach how to market, which where I went to school, I graduated in 1990, and they wouldn't allow people to come on campus that would teach us how to market, how to make a business. You had to go out to hotels. I was in the Los Angeles area, and we had to go, and I was doing I was going to the hotels and these seminars to learn how to do it as a business, because they didn't teach you that in school. So if you didn't get in school, you're going to have to learn it now or never, because if you don't learn it, you'll see why marketing is so important. So we're going to go through some levels of where I started with marketing and why it was such a great thing from day one. Marketing with ways not too many people would do. So back in the day when I started, I knocked on 5,000 doors during October, November, and December of 1991. I even caught pneumonia because I was outside every day. I was down for a week. I met 2,500 people, even though I knocked on 5,000 doors. And then we send out thank you cards for their time. And then I would send them out another flyer saying, well, thank you. And I'll let you know when I'm going to set up and where I'm going to set up my office. And then I would send out the flyer that, yes, this is the place I picked. I'm going to start January 6th of 1992. So it cost me $15,000 for all this marketing, which I didn't have. But I had 36 new patients on the first day, but it took me a whole week to process them. But luckily, my grandmother borrowed me the money, 18% interest. So yeah, I got that paid off pretty quick. So marketing and growing fast. So within 2 years, we're up. And I grew out of my 1,200 square foot office and had to move into a 3,600 square foot. My third year, I got my first MD, then up to 15 employees. We started doing some things that you can't do now, but I was aggressive. We marketed to police departments, in the sense we went to the police departments to get the leads, the people who were in car accidents. And then they would call them, have them come in the office. And I took pictures of their C-spine before, and I say, you know what, your curvature is flat or it's reversed. So you can do option A or B. Option A is actually do nothing and come back in 6 months, and then a year. We'll take another picture, no charge, of your neck to see if it's corrected itself, which we knew it wasn't going to correct themselves. Or you can choose option B, which is actually to get treatment to reverse your pain, to feel like, well, I want option B. I don't want to be in pain. So because of that, we had 50 to 75 new patients a month, personal injuries, that paid well. So I worked with several law firms that also sent me referrals. So I would send them some, they would send me some. And then also we met weekly with these law firms on the golf course. A lot of business can happen on a golf course. I even hired a professional golfer to set that up, with the attorney. So it was fun. Then marketing and not afraid to spend money. That's a big thing. So just PIs, The new patients were up to 100 to 125. And if you just collected the basic $3,000, you know, that's like 300,000 a month. But of course, we were between 3 and 6,000 that we were doing in services for them. Then we're getting so busy. I'm thinking, okay, how can we even grow even more? So we hired some consultants to come into our office daily to help with marketing. So like for 3 to 4 days, charging us $3,500 a day. So spending 13 to 15,000 a week. So every 6 weeks they'd come in. ROI was very apparent. So they're teaching us all the ins and outs of the things that I didn't know. I thought that's a good idea. And then we started doing TV ads, spending 15,000 a month in the 90s. These are all good. So you got to spend money to make money. You'll see that in a minute here. So marketing while taking a big step forward. So 5 years into the practice, I started another office. So an East Side and a West Side office. We had 16 people downstairs in my call center. So we had 16 people and we had a call center director, and it was amazing. So we're getting all these leads, but yet 30 or a third of my 30 employees were in marketing. Can you imagine, out of 75 employees, 30 were in marketing. So that kind of tells you it was important that you have the right marketing in place. Other marketers were out doing screenings, mall kiosks, you know, doing screenings everywhere, fairs, and we're getting over 1,000 leads a month. And of course, we were in the yellow pages back when it was a thing. Double truck means, you know, 2 pages. In fact, I had the first full page yellow page ad here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And then later I wanted to make sure I was ahead of everybody. So we had 2, one on this side and one on this side. That was $20,000 a month, but they had to have a pain level of 5 or more, totaling to about 250, 300 new patients a month. That's why we were able to do $700,000, $800,000 a month. Marketing with money you have not made yet. So there you go. It's an investment. So it takes money, like I said earlier, to get patients to make money. Say if you want to generate $50,000 a month, you'll need to spend about 10 to 15% in marketing. So $5,000 to $10,000 monthly. You know, so if you don't want to spend it, I don't have that much money, then borrow it, get an SBA loan, get something. Because if you want to generate $50,000 a month, you got to put in the effort and put in the marketing. It's a fact. So 12 years ago, I remember I made $40,000 one day with the Groupon. Remember when Groupon came out? It's not good now, but they're bottom feeders, we call them. But right back then, oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then we did newspaper ads, half page ad, full page ads, costing $15,000 a month for neuropathy that I was doing, because they're the old people that, you know, the ones that read the paper, the old people. And then I did lunch with docs. Every week I was out doing a lunch. So I had marketers getting me out in the community to do luncheons. So from there, we were able to get like 10 to 20 new patients a week from that. And then I'd go to senior centers because I love to go. So I would go to these senior centers, not where they live, not like a care center, no, a senior center where they go play pool, they dance. So I'd go in there and I put the marketing banner up that I'm going to be coming in there. I go in there once a month to do neuropathy educational seminars. I mean, if you want more information on that, that's a gold mine right there. Marketing with what works and what doesn't. So 10 years ago, I started doing social media ads for neuropathy, and it cost me about $2,000 a month, generating the same lead I was spending $15,000 on newspapers. So I'm thinking, okay, social media is starting to come around, 10 years ago. We even had an employee who actually, the doctors that we were coaching, she started to coach them on what we found that was working. And she was charging the doctors $2,500 a month to help them in their office. That was, 10 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I found a company that did some SEO, search engine optimization, and social media that won awards. I saw in their office. I'm thinking, hey, this is a great group. So I hired them, spending $7,500 a month as they manage my Facebook and putting in content daily and working on the SEO pages and, and getting the number placement up. So, I mean, you want to be on the front up there SEO, but it takes a while to get your name in the first 3, when they're typing in weight loss or pain or, neuropathy. So they said, well, you got all these leads, you're getting everybody look at you, but not one lead in 6 months with these people. I kept doing other things. So I didn't have all my eggs in one basket. So after $45,000, I'm like, hell no. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So, was I stupid? So So marketing with the support you need. So when I saw proactive marketing for social media, I thought, all right, I'll take the call. So I talked to Andreas, and not thinking it was any different, but it was, a free Zoom call just to kind of see what it was all about. So it was month to month, and I wanted to try it for a month to see, to lower my $4,500 a month, so that I was spending with that other group, getting nothing. So we put together ads together for weight loss and neuropathy, and I'm like getting leads the first day. And I'm going, what the heck is this? Something that actually works? So since that time, it was like spending a fraction of what I was doing. And I had great trainers week after week that helped me with the dashboard navigating. But I needed to own it. I wanted to own it. I wanted to learn everything about it. So I had to think out of the box. So I just wanted to know everything about how their system worked, and not just give it to an employee. Here, Linda, here, you take it over. There's this great group, and you do it. I'm busy over here, which you're not that busy. So I actually called the leads for weight loss and neuropathy, and scheduled more new ones, potentials, than the years before with only 2 employees. I was making my ROI on the first day of seeing new patients. So each time I had a question, they had a great texting platform where I could get my answers with the staff there at the Proactive. So whatever question I have, they were able to get back to me very quickly. So it basically was the mother lode that I was looking for. So I was shocked that something like this actually worked this well. So I've been with them for, since almost a year now. So now I'm getting like marketing, it's paying off, obviously. Now I'm getting 15 to 25 leads weekly. It was very busy, but it was fun scheduling patients into my office. So like, what would you do if a doctor called you after you filled out information on Facebook from something that you were interested in? Like for instance, this past Saturday, I'm working on the PowerPoint, and the phone rings, because I carry the phone, the office cell phone, and it's this lady. I said, hello, Dr. Singleton. And there was a pause, like, well, maybe she didn't hear me. Hi, Dr. Singleton. She's like, hi, doctor, because they're not used to having a doctor answer the phone. And I was able to let this woman tell me how hard it was for her to lose weight. And I told her what we do in the clinic. And she was like, can I come in today? I go, well, it's Saturday, so I scheduled her this week, but she was real excited. But so now I learned how to do this, and not just, give it off to an employee. We got to check your metrics. So sometimes we need to do it different as times change, and people can call and talk to doctors that prescribe meds. So you've seen those apps where you can call and talk to a doctor and get a prescription. Of course, about the prescription pharmaceutical making money, but doctors are taking calls now. Do you even, in your office, how about this? Does someone answer your phones after hours or on the weekend? How much are you losing in revenue? We actually share an office here with another doctor, and when he's not here, on 2 days that I'm here, he's not here, their phone rings and rings. I'm like, who's answering? So I told him last week, even, I said, we used to have somebody answer the phones. We don't have anybody. I go, you need to get somebody answering the phones. That's losing revenue. That's people. So when in our clinic, what I do is I carry the office phone. So if anybody calls, I answer it. If I don't want to take it for that week, if I'm going on a trip or something, I give it to one of my employees, Linda. She'll answer it. And then if they answer and schedule somebody, I give them $10. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? Just answer a phone, give them $10. So you need to realize that your clinic needs to always be ready, because things change. Things change with marketing each year as it all changes. Hence, Google changed its algorithm all the time. You think you got it. It's keywords. It's keywords. I got to get the right keywords. Well, it's no longer that. It's other things. So you need to know the marketing by checking your metrics, but you need to know actually how to do the call and how to follow up on the leads if you don't get an answer the first time. It's easy to call. But the secret sauce is the follow-up. And sometimes it can take you beyond your comfort zone. So you either have more money or more time on your hands. So years ago, when I was doing my survey, knocking doors, my friends that I went to school with said, I'm a doctor. I would never do that. I'd never go door to door. I'm like, well, guess what? they're not practicing anymore. They had to get a different job. One of them's doing demolition. They spent all this time being a doctor, and because they were afraid to market, or they didn't think that they needed to market, they're not doing that they spent all these 8 years going to school for. See, marketing to me is 90% of what you do, 10% of what you know, 90% of what you do. And I mean, most all of us even market at home, market to your spouse, market to your kids. Hey, I bet you can't clean your room, or I bet you blah, blah, blah. You know, you're marketing all the time, even though you don't know it. So with all the doctors I've coached, they were doing well with weight loss. Like they had a staff person run the whole operation. And when that staff person left, the whole weight loss business went down to not much at all. Because I would talk to her, hey, you really need to know what's going on. You know, what Brenda is doing in there. But you train Brenda. You have a system to train Brenda. I know, but you need to understand also what we're doing. Well, Brenda's running the whole show. I'm kind of focused over on here. That isn't my game, blah, blah, blah. Well, now he, you know, making 50, 100,000 a month. And now he's not doing that because he didn't, it was beyond his comfort zone. I don't know about that. Well, you get to know about that. You're a freaking doctor. You know, you've had training, you know, get to know these things, right? Things change. Marketing can be risky, but you need to test it. Test. Like I remember years ago, I put billboards up where, you know, people are going home, and I spent a lot of money on billboards, and it basically broke even. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So the thing about proactive, it allows you to change your campaign. So you can I write content, and then they have people there to go over my content, but they usually don't have to change much. And then they kind of make sure, because it has to be kind of, they know what's approved with Facebook, you know, what they like, what they don't like. So they kind of already been there, done that. They know what's going to be good. So I started out with weight loss and neuropathy that ran for a few months. Then I changed, or I'll also add decompression for a few months. Then I take that down, neuropathy down for a month, and then I'm going to launch it again next week with a different video that I do. Just attracting different, you have to change it. It's called, you know, ad blindness. They see the same thing over and over again. And they, oh yeah, I've seen that. But if all of a sudden something pops up, they're, oh, well, there's something new I haven't seen. Yeah, they're going to watch that. So I even tried this is interesting. I even tried a different social media company. It was kind of bugging me. Hey, try us. It was around the same price. And they said 30 new patients in 30 days or your money back. I thought, well, that's pretty easy. So their follow-up was horrible. I tried to ask questions. Their dashboard was horrible. I couldn't figure it out. Even though I was doing the other one, I was doing this. So I was in it, but I couldn't figure it out. And I would ask them questions only through emails. And it took them 1 to 3 days to answer my email. Sometimes I wouldn't get a response. So I had to email the owner. It was horrible. So yeah, I dumped them. Horrible service. You need to have good service, people who really holds your hand the whole time. And it can be 24/7, you know, like I said earlier. So I have the phone, then Linda has her laptop, and she checks throughout the day all the leads that are coming through proactive. And then she gets right on them. And then so when you call and you try to call them back as soon as usually, you know, the same day, but they're on Facebook at work and they're not going to probably answer the phone. So what's the best time to call? So I have a notebook and I write down all the leads with the date, and I carry that book with me in my car and at the office. So and then I always had the marketers before also come in the office between 5 and 8 o'clock to call the leads. Because back then we had 2 books, 6 inches. And so patients that would come to a trade show or they came to one of my seminars in the office, but they didn't schedule yet. So, but they were in the follow-up books, you know, the ticklers. So we would call them, and sometimes it would be 6 months to a year before they came in for an appointment. So that's why the follow-up is so vital. You just don't say, because they're still a warm lead. So marketing is being committed to your job. So there was a doctor that had his employee call, doctor I know, within 5 minutes or less when the leads came in, and didn't have much success because that's all they were doing. See, again, we call between 5 and 7 the leads from that day for the neuropathy and decompression. You need to do this to own it and train your staff how to do it, how to work how you want it work for your clinic. I've even trained Linda how to call the weight loss leads after 5 o'clock. So she'll go do some errands during the day, and then she'll At nighttime, she gets better calls. We even call on Saturdays. I mean, people are home on Saturdays. And then after a couple tries, maybe 3 tries even, we move them to the contact, no appointment. And then guess what? We go through that. So marketing can be rewarding for your patients too. So Proactive has a system using their platform to schedule the leads and also receive reminders. During downtime, you have your staff, your employees can go back and call the contacted no appointment leads. Again, even on Saturday. A few years ago, I had a doctor that were helping with these leads. They're getting a bunch of leads, and he had his front desk. He has front desk person call these leads. And of course, she's managing the office, and she's new patients coming in. She's doing all this stuff. So she really have a lot of time to spend time on the phone when the person answered. And so I said, you need to get somebody separate. And I'm going to show you in the next minute or here to what a doctor did that really paid off. So we'll have patients scheduled, and you always want to give them something like if they don't schedule, or we'll call the data reminder of their visit. But if they need to reschedule, we also have a platform on our Club Juice website, and platform or Proactive has theirs too, to get them to reschedule, and then they'll get the reminder. But you also tell them, if you come in today, we're going to give you a bottle of B12 supplement for energy, because a lot of people go around and get injections, B12 injections for energy. Well, we're going to give you some sublingual lozenges so you don't need to get that shot every week, just by coming into your appointment. And it could be something different. If you have something different you want to offer. So we're marketing consistently to those warm leads. So when we have a patient finish a program weekly, every week, for instance, this lady lost between the 17 and 25 inches overall. I'll send out a text to all the weight loss leads that have not been in yet. So here's an example of what I sent out a couple weeks ago to all the weight loss leads from Proactive. For your information, we just had another patient finish one of our programs that lost 23 inches overall, going from a size 16 to a size 12 during the program. If you want to be the next success story, text this number and say, schedule me, I'm in, and we will have somebody from our office get you in ASAP. So you do this each time, you're going to get a 10% response. So that means out of 50 texts, 5 come in, you sell a program, that's $25,000. Was that worth it? Yeah, but you can't be lazy. You can't, well, I'm going to go golfing. I'm going to do, you can do stuff. You can do fun stuff still, but you know what? This is your office. This is your legacy. When you own your own practice, what kind of retirement? You don't get a 401k because you worked at some business. You need to do this. This is the investment. Then you're making the money. Then you can invest the money or save the money because you're going to need it down the road. But the marketing is the key. It's follow up. Remember, the leads are warm leads. They're not cold leads. Warm leads are easier to work than cold leads are. So, and also have the caller ID, the person calling, say the name of the clinic. Like mine actually says Dr. Singleton on mine. So, it's a doctor calling. To call to schedule for the follow-up lead. We even have tickler books to follow up, but the Proactive system and the website also has a way to use those follow-ups and give you notes to put in there when to call them back again. It's all there. You just have to learn it. Ask the coaches from Proactive, your coach, how to do those. Remember, never give up marketing. If there's a no-show, we get on those and try to reschedule them, but move them into the no-show column. And then they're going to get another reminder from Proactive's website. But remember, they're still a warm lead, but life happens. I remember one day I had 4 no-shows, and I'm like, okay, something's going on here. They all had good excuses. One was like, well, my brother died. They couldn't come in. So that's a good excuse. But guess what? Since then, they've all come in because they're still warm leads. They still have an interest. In the closed column, that means you move them over, people you met with, even with or without a cell, they're still a warm lead and you can work with them. If it's money or time off work to come in, you got to figure that out. That's going to be best for them. And whatever you can try to make it work for them. So you bring the cold leads into the warm lead, and now they're a hot lead and you sold the program. So I've had to come up with 6 options for my weight loss. If they can't do the program that I've done here, I have 6 other levels of programs that they can do. And when they get on something at a lower level, Oh, I can do that. I can do the $9.97 one. They're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, I want to do the big one. So you have to kind of give them little breadcrumbs of success, and then they'll bite the big one. It can take time, but using different tools. So it after several tries to contact them, even after 6 o'clock, you can move them to abandon. And now go back a few months later and call on them because they're still warm leads. And if you're getting so many leads, you may need to hire a part-time person 4 nights, Monday through Thursday, from 5 to 8. That's 3 hours a night. And just pay them for marketing. And if they schedule somebody come, let's say you pay them $15 an hour, and if they can actually get somebody to come in for a visit and they show up, you give them like $20. So for a part-time, they can make, a few $100s a month. Just something that they could do from home. That's the cool thing. I even email out, because we also get their email from the Proactive. I get their email on their issues, like whatever it may be. And then I want to show them how I can help. So it'll cost more money. So in other words, on this one, it's for decompression. So patients are like, obviously they have pain and they're interested in some decompression for pain. And so I send them out an email like this. Marketing is education. So this is just a little bit of the page 6 consequences of untreated back pain that will cost more money down the road. So when they read through all the 6 things here, it makes sense that they're being educated. Like, yeah, they're right. I do have anxiety. I am depressed now. My quality of life is gone. And now I'm on drug dependent. Yeah, I'm on drugs now because of my back pain. If this place can maybe help me more. So we're giving them, you're in their face by educating them, giving them good content. And I have all that. So I do all this. I wrote all this, but they need this. If you need some help with that, I can help you with that. Marketing can also have its rewards. It's all about the follow-up, because that's the hardest thing, again, to do. We have a doctor that I coach, has a room in his office for the person that does all of the follow-up to potential patients. I mean, she's like treated like a queen that generates him over 150,000 a month. Yeah, she makes 80,000 per year and sometimes more bonuses as a telemarketer. And she has a nice office. So, I mean, who wouldn't want that? The doctor gets it. He gets the fact that that's where he's making his money, because today it's different. The game is, you just can't have a sign outside that say, hey, blah, 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 doctor. Oh, I think I'll go there. No, it's not that at all. They're more transparent. There's more information out there. Social media, people are on that all the time. And you just got to get in their face. So marketing, again, can equal money. You need to keep your list sacred, because that's how you can, it's a difference of not just helping patients, but making up for the money you lost during that COVID years, right? Days. So I hope you can see how important this is for you and your office and your family. And, thanks for your attention and time. I just want to, tell you that if you want more tips, or if you have questions, I would love to help you with the marketing you're doing with Proactive. And together we can help solve any issues you may be having, because I've done it all. I'm serious. I've done it all. There's my number, my cell number for doctors. There's my website that I do for the office. It's like a little brochure that tells you all the different things I do, drtoddsingleton.com. And then my coaching site is singletonsystems.com if you want to learn more about what I do. But if you want to talk about and you need some help, text me to that number and we can help. But yeah, it's been fun. So
awesome. That's cool. I see a comment from here, Dr. Sunil. You can definitely watch the replay. As soon as this live ends, you'll be able to rewatch the replay from the beginning. We'll also eventually upload this to YouTube, so we can definitely send the link over to you. But Dr. Singleton, thank you so much for the amazing presentation. I feel like, I am curious. You went into like a really detailed depth about where you first started when it came to marketing, and you obviously spent a lot of money to get you to where you're at right now. In terms of the time frame though, like how long, when you were spending all of this money and doing all of these marketing efforts, how long did it take you to reach your current like 6-figure per month income? How long was that?
Well, at one time I was doing over $10 million a year. So that's 6-figure. So, but that was back when I started in the 90s. When I had 30 people in just my marketing department. I mean, if you want to make, that money, you're going to have a lot of marketing out there,
Yep.
so like during the Super Bowl, I mean, Super Bowl commercials are not cheap, but they have to do that. In fact, if you think about it, drug companies, do you know drug companies spend 80% of their money in marketing for the drug? 80% is in marketing. And drug companies are billion dollar, companies, but they've got the money to spend it for marketing.
That's crazy. Yeah, and guys, like he touched on it in the slides. We definitely need to invest money to make money, right? So I feel like this is a walking testimony of how important marketing is, investing money into it. If you guys have any questions regarding marketing, the kind of things you look for, anything marketing related for chiropractors, we have support here. Our entire team is in this Facebook group to help you guys out. We have Dr. Singleton here to help you guys out. So feel free to drop a comment down below or post a question to the group. You have an entire community to rely on too. You can also reach out to Dr. Singleton. He has his information here for any support that you need. That's pretty much it. Dr. Singleton, I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you so much for the amazing presentation.